The views and opinions that are expressed on WMSKOnlineradio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, hosts, or advertisers. The shows founded on WMSKOnlineradio.com can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows are for entertainment only. Thanks for listening. Co-host here at This is Jackie, and we are live every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. right here on WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Ladies and gentlemen, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Jackie Blue, September Heather, Peter Don. Jackie Blue, September Heather.
What's happening? This is your boy Peter Donald Between Friends on WMSK Online Radio, home of the show. I do it. Home of the show. What's good? I'm in the lab there a little lonely. It's like being by myself because ain't nobody here. But September episode. Jackie Blue. Apparently, Stella has went to go get her groove back. I don't know. I haven't seen her. I don't know what she's doing. But she's not here tonight. You know, she had a little surgery today. So we're gonna pray that all things is going well for her.
Yes.
What's happening, Cody? So tonight, me and September Heather are gonna try to hold this thing down. So y'all already know it's gonna get heated in here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some shit saying some feelings hurt. I don't care. So I'm still starting off like I do every day, every week. September Heather.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend? What did you do, if anything? I didn't see you at Sizzle.
Shut up.
Because I was at Sizzle Friday. So I didn't see you there. You was there? Where?
Yeah.
You ain't going to Sizzle. So what you do this weekend? What you do?
I don't know.
Where you hang out at? What was you doing? I know you was out.
Hey, I hung out for a while.
Huh?
I had a good weekend. You know, doing a little bit of this and that.
Just a little bit of this and that?
Yeah, a little bit of this and that.
Did you meet anybody?
Did I meet anybody?
Yeah.
No. Did you?
No, I was good.
Okay.
I wasn't looking for nobody.
Maybe they was looking for you.
Nah, everybody gonna know they need to know where I'm at. So. They ain't gonna know that. Yeah. So, so I haven't really been on social media last week since the last time we did. All right, first let's do this. Let's get one of these.
Oh yeah.
Let's get one of these infomercials out of the way, so that way, you know, people ain't mad at us. Focus Movers, affordable moving rates, fast and reliable service, free moving quotes, commercial and residential, local and long distance, last second and emergency moves, locally owned and operated in 24-hour call center. Call today. 443-506-7905 or book online, focusmovers.killzone. All right, now we got one of them jumps out of the way. All right, let's jump right in.
So, well, this is one of the stories I wanted to talk about last time. I think we got caught up in some other stories.
Okay.
So this was one I thought it was interesting, but it was kind of funny, and I really wanted to see how many women kind of agreed with this. So this was kind of all over, the internet. It says there's now evidence some women go on dates for free meals, and they have some disturbing personality traits in common. Now,
Wait, repeat that. Repeat it.
there's now
Okay, somebody missed it.
evidence. Some women go on dates.
Some women go on dates
For free meals.
for free food. All right.
And they have some disturbing personality traits in common. And this comes from Health Insider.
I've been saying this for years. Now they want to goddamn give you. Now they want to make a statistic about shit. But I've been saying it for years.
Saying what?
I've been saying it for years. And it's something that's been going on for a long time. I've been saying it for years. A lot of women use their sexuality to get free shit.
Okay.
Dates, rent, BGE, all of that. What's happening? So I just I've been saying it for years.
This one says researchers recently surveyed 698 single heterosexual women and found that 22% of them had agreed to meet a date because of the meal they get out of it, not the potential relationship. The women who admitted to foodie calls, you know how you have like a booty call? This is a foodie call.
Shit right.
It's a foodie call.
Oh.
Okay, so I guess the guy will call her and say, "Hey, you want to get together? Let's get something to eat." So this is a date. This isn't like a booty call where you don't get anything but booty.
So nah.
You're getting something out of this.
What? What is the person that's buying the meal getting out of this?
Your company.
I'm paying for your company.
Yes. And the potential of it going beyond that, going something.
But if that's not what they go on this date for, when they left the house, when they got dressed, they went on this date knowing that all they wanted was a free meal.
Yeah.
So to the other person that's paying for the meal, and see that's why I go Dutch a lot of times.
Dutch?
Yeah.
A lot of times.
A lot of times.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
A lot. What's wrong with us
Don't do
meeting
that.
as friends and you paying for your shit and me paying for my shit? What's wrong with that?
If you asked her out.
No, I don't care if I ask you out or not. Sometimes, look, see, sometimes in the back of the female's mind, she just want to eat. She just wants some food. What's happening, food? She just wants some food.
Yeah, just want some food.
I ain't taking you out just to get out of the house.
Well, you can go eat by yourself then.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you can do. You can just eat by yourself.
Exactly.
And I can eat by myself or whoever the person is, but you ain't gotta go no Dutch all the time. I mean, you talk about me and rules. Me and my rules.
I don't have no rules when it comes to dating per se. Like, I don't all the time go Dutch. I don't all the time pay for it. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like, I could tell you, let's go ahead, let's do this. You agree to go, whatever. I could tell probably halfway before we get out dinner if I'm paying for this shit. Like, before we can sit there, we can order drinks, we can order our food, but I can tell before the food comes whether or not I'm paying for this shit.
So how can you tell? Well, first of all, who's suggesting to who to go out, and then who's picking the place? Like, how is all of that set up for you to decide halfway through the dinner?
So
who's paying for it?
So if let's just say we just meet or whatever, and by chance we met at a club or a bar, or whatever, or we met at a function, anything.
Okay.
And we exchange numbers, and we talk throughout the week or whatever. And it comes up No, I ain't really doing too much next weekend. What you doing? I ain't doing too much. You want to link up? Yeah, let's go somewhere. All right, so during the week we talking. Okay, we want to do this. We want to go here and eat.
That's you talking.
No, that's we talking.
Okay.
That's we.
Okay.
If it's a joint effort to me, why can't it be a joint effort to him?
It can be.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't all the time pay, and I don't all the time go Dutch. It depends, and I can tell which one I'm gonna do before the evening is over. I don't go in there with the mindset like, nah, I hope she got some money. Well, I'm going in there saying I'm a ball out, I'm gonna buy this, buy that, buy none of that. It depends on how the evening goes. You know what I'm saying? Body language, right? Right, Jarrell, how the conversation goes, body language, everything.
Body language got to do what you pay for, man.
I can tell, listen, I can tell if a chick is just out to get some shit she don't normally do on a daily basis.
A meal?
Yeah.
She gotta eat.
First of all, depending on the place you pick, if you pull up in a 2001 Honda Accord with one headlight, the tag hanging out the back, but you want to go to Fogo de Chão. Bitch! No! We gonna stay in your lane.
You can't.
We gonna go to some shit you used to go to.
You cannot judge. You cannot judge
Denny's.
what she wants as far as a dinner date, a lunch date, brunch date, whatever. You can't, based upon what vehicle she's driving. What if she's not driving a vehicle at all, and you have to pick her up?
Y'all don't read into what a man is about based on what he drive, where he work, and how he talk, how he dress.
A little bit, but not everything.
So
You're gonna
it's
totally
okay
say
for y'all.
a little bit.
I'm
You're
saying
gonna totally base
no.
her car situation
No.
on the level of dining that she chooses to have, or what you choose to do for her.
Let's say
So
this.
you calling her some low level stuff?
Let's say this. If you
I'm
ain't
gonna
got a
take
car, we definitely ain't going to Fogo. Cause that you don't get to go out and eat too much because you ain't got no car.
How do you know that?
If somebody got to constantly keep coming and getting you.
What you mean constantly?
Even if you're homegirls, every time you go out with something, best believe they talk about you behind your back. Cause they arguing about who picking you up, who taking your ass home at 2:00 when the club closed. Girl, you know she live all the way out Randallstown. I don't be wanting to go all the way out there when I'm drinking. They tolerate us. I said, we already know that you're not doing a whole bunch of traveling anyway.
You need to pick her
You
up.
on that blue, that purple, that yellow, that green, all them MTA lines.
You need to pick her up anyway.
Why?
Anyway.
Why?
Because it's the
Is
gentleman's
that a
night.
rule?
One of mine.
That's why you own it.
One of mine.
That's why you say
That's a rule, and that's a good rule.
I ain't no
That's
damn good
a
rule.
nice rule to have. What is the big deal with you saying, would you like to go out with me?
All right.
We're gonna go out to eat. I'm gonna pick you up. You go, you pay, and you have a nice night. Good night.
So
Good night. That's the end of the day.
yeah, okay, you don't all the time get to smash on the first date. That's it.
All the time? No, you don't.
Hey, no, not all the time. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you get to smash on the first date. If we go to Fogo de Chão, I'm smashed.
That don't mean nothing.
You're not coming home till tomorrow. Cause I'm smashing that night and one time in the morning.
Get out of here.
I'm dead ass serious. You're not getting no Fogo de Chão and go home with a to-go tray and all of that.
You get a nice church hug at the end of the night.
Don't even touch me.
Bye.
Don't touch me. $100 plus date. That's coochie material right there.
So these foodies, they're called foodies. They say between 22% and 32% had agreed to meet a date because of the meal they get out of it. So they already know they're getting a meal out of it, and they have the expectation of not having to pay for the meal.
Right.
So
I believe that
I'm
shit
going
together.
out on a limb and assuming that this study primarily was not the a majority African American women.
It wasn't or it was?
I'm sure it probably was not.
It wasn't black women. So you saying black women don't do this?
I'm saying I don't believe that most black women or a high percentage of black women would have the expectation of a free meal based off of what you just said.
So
Ladies, you know, go ahead and comment.
So
You know, you had a big question mark about a guy that asked you out. You went out with him, and you sitting there wondering, I hope he pays. Because I'm not picking up my purse. I'm not taking out my wallet. I'm not even looking at the check.
Like black women.
So throughout the day, we vibing off of y'all too, and we're trying to decide, what he working with? I wonder if he gonna run game or if he's gonna be the gentleman and go ahead and pay.
Wait, time out, stop. What do me being a gentleman have to do with me paying?
Because it's the gentleman thing.
So I'm not a gentleman if I don't pay for your food?
Because you asked her out.
So I'm not a gentleman.
Because you
No,
asked
we
her out.
agreed to meet.
No, ain't no agreement. Somebody
Yes.
initiated something.
Look, you're not gonna take no cool points from me because I ain't paid for your check. Okay? First of all, we agreed we was going out. We agreed to a spot. So you're not gonna make me feel like, okay, because I agreed to come out with you, I gotta pay. Who does that?
If you initiated it and you asked and you said, you want to go get something to eat with me tomorrow? And I say, sure. You're paying.
So
That's it.
I'm supposed to pick you up,
Yeah,
pay for the food,
yeah,
entertain you on this date,
yeah,
and then take you home
yeah.
with nothing but fond memories of our evening.
We'll see how it goes.
But
After
with
that.
nothing but fond memories
It depends.
of our evening.
It depends.
So you say you don't think that study is more black women,
I don't.
but you, a black woman, are sitting here telling me that you expect a nigga to pay for your food, pick you up. So now I'm spending gas money.
We can meet up. We can.
If we can meet up, we can meet there.
And we can meet there.
Right,
Absolutely. We can meet
exactly.
there.
So if we already got a mutual thing where we meeting there, why should I have to pay for your food? We're meeting there. You got there on your own.
Because you asked me.
No, I didn't ask you.
You initiated it.
We suggested that we
This
should
is
go out.
in my.
Because you might want to get to know me. I might want to get to know you.
Okay.
So it's a mutual thing. So let's mutually, the first date, mutually at least, to see if there is going to be any type of vibe or anything. You pay for your food, I pay for mine.
No.
Now the next
It's not
day,
a business
if I
deal.
like you, then I'm gonna call you back and say, hey, listen, I had a great time the other night. Let's do it again.
It's not a business
Then
deal.
it's okay. I'm paying because now I asked you out.
No.
Now, if I, like my man Chelsea said, if I do offer to take you out, then yes, I'm going to pay.
Right.
But if it's a mutual thing, like,
Even if it's the first time we going, first few times we going out.
so you don't go Dutch on the first date. If you don't go Dutch on the first date, you ain't gonna never go Dutch. It ain't gonna never happen. It ain't gonna never happen.
That's not
because
true.
if a
That's
nigga
not
take
true.
you out and pay for your food the first time, your expectation is gonna be that he continue to do that. That he continue to
I couldn't
pay
expect.
for the food, pay for the whatever, come pick you up, all of this. It ain't even gonna be a discussion no more.
I couldn't expect that, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't pay for it myself.
So why not?
Forget the
So
Dutch.
why not?
I could do it myself.
So why not do that first, up front?
Well,
Be up front first and set a tone where as though, okay, we can meet up, we can hang out, you pay for yourself, I pay for mine, and then if you actually have an interest in a nigga and not just trying to be a foodie and get a free meal, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the stuff I'm gonna find out on the first date as a dude. You understand what I'm saying? So these are the things that I'm gonna find out if you just came out just to get some food, whatever. I'm gonna tell because I'm gonna know about stuff that you order.
Like what?
Like you gonna do it's gonna be bells that go off when instead of getting, coming, let me get my water with lemon. I would get that water with lemon first. And let me get that water with lemon. Okay, do you want to advertise them? No, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and order my plate. That's a woman who you might get a second date. Now this chick who ain't used to coming out and all that, she want a mixed drink first. She want a mixed drink first. Then the water gonna come out too. She gonna ask for the water, but she gonna say, "Why I'm placing my order? Let me go ahead and get a Mai Tai or Sex on the Beach, and put me some of them boneless buffalo wings and a side." So this bitch want 2 appetizers.
Okay.
Then the main. This is how she gonna order the main. You see what the dish come with. All right, you get you know what I'm saying? You get shrimp and it come with 2 sides and a biscuit or whatever. She want to mix and match the plate. So she want basically 2 plates in one. Yeah, she want to build a plate. She want the shrimp. Okay, I want the shrimp, this, that, and the third. But instead of the chicken, can I get extra shrimp? You paying for your shit.
That's because you take it to Applebee's.
You paying. You ain't paying for your own shit.
If you like cheap and taking them to Applebee's and they trying to mix and match the 2 for $14.99 or the 2 for $19.99,
right?
Wouldn't be
that's what I'm saying. If you go somewhere and your plate is already, me and you can both eat for $20. But at the end of the night, the bill is $64. You understand what I'm saying? I have a problem. That means that's why we going Dutch. So order away, sweetheart. Order to your heart's content. But understand that when that check comes, because first of all, see, I'm the type of nigga, I'm going to be honest with you. When the waiter comes the first time and he says, "How am I doing the check?" Oh, this is 2 checks.
No.
This is 2 checks.
No.
I'm going to set it up from the jump. Now, see, that leaves room at the end of the night to say, okay, if he brings 2 checks to the table and you just go ahead and reach over the table and grab both of them and pay, you think the night going nice and you might want to take her out again, whatever.
I'll be done with that date. You just forget that. All that.
Nate, you cannot do that, Nate.
What they say?
They say, what if you give her a limit to spend up front?
I'm not no child.
The date will be over before it stops.
Nate who?
My brother.
Nate, come on. You know better than that. Ain't no way in this world. I think an allowance, a food allowance for the date.
Look.
No.
I'm telling you, like, I just feel like a lot of women, they know they're gonna, if they got an idea that a dude is paying for this date,
the idea is when you ask.
They order more. They order more shit. Because they know they don't got to pay for it. They're going to have that second mixed drink when they was going by themselves. They would go at happy hour when it's cheaper. And they would go for that endless appetizer shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's totally different when you know you're not paying for it.
Let me explain this. In that case, and I get what you're saying, in that case, whatever I would order, I would be prepared that if this jerk would to say, "Oh no, waiter, 2 checks, can you bring 2 checks and we're going Dutch," that I would be financially prepared to carry my own. But I'm not paying for yours.
First of all, you should, before you leave the house, you should have your money together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my point.
Don't come out thinking, "Oh, maybe he gonna pick this up," because that water that you order,
you is gonna pick it up. You are.
Man,
you are gonna pick it up.
No. Right.
So it goes on to say, these are researchers at Azusa Pacific University in California. Found 23%.
Do they have a basketball team?
Found that 23% of 156 of the women admitted to partaking in foodie calls. Among those, 27% said they did so occasionally. 21% said they did it rarely, and 15% said they went on foodie calls regularly. This was their thing.
Yeah.
The women who were okay with the act and went on foodie calls more frequently are also more likely to exhibit narcissistic or psychopathic traits or believe in traditional gender roles. Like
Oh, y'all want to be traditional when it's time to go out. And nigga got to pay. But if a nigga say, you supposed to cook dinner every night and wash these clothes, that ain't no tradition in that. No, I work just like you work. I'm tired when I come home just like you tired. Oh, but traditionally, if we go out, I'm supposed to pay. But traditionally, I can't have clean drawers and the drawer, you know what I'm saying? And
because you know why?
Nah,
you know why,
y'all
P?
shit.
You know why, P? Because that's the chick you went Dutch with the first date.
no, it ain't.
That's why.
No.
That's the chick that you
No.
went Dutch with the
No.
first date. That's why you can't get her to cook you no dinner
No.
or keep your drawers clean.
No, I don't believe that. That's that traditional chick.
Narcissism and psycho.
And she got
Psychopathy
narcissistic.
are
I can't even say the word. What is it? Narcissistic?
two mental
Right.
health disorders that exist on a scale. A person can have tendency to these disorders or have full-blown version of them.
Bipolar.
In either case, a narcissist is a person who has an inflated sense of self-importance and lack of empathy for others.
Boom! There you go.
They about
Read it
self.
again.
They
Read
about
it
self,
again.
which are typically mechanisms used to mask their low self-esteem, according to the Mayo Clinic.
Now, let me pose this question to you, so that I want you to read it. Does that describe you?
No, fool. The severity
But you
of
want a nigga to pay for
psychopathic
your
traits can also fall on a spectrum. People with them lie to deceive others, have little or no regard for moral standards, and act impulsively. People who are on the more extreme end of the spectrum may be diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. So these are the people that y'all are meeting on Plenty of Fish and some of these other dating sites. You take these risks, you go out with these questionable characters, and you don't know what you're getting. So you may want to read up on some of these personality traits so you can identify them.
I ain't gotta read up on it.
Because if
Remember, I go
you're
Dutch. I ain't worried about that. Type
you're
person.
dealing with this, well, it may be you. Does
What,
it
'cause I
sound
go
like
Dutch?
you?
No. Because I go
All
Dutch.
this going Dutch?
Yeah, that
Well,
ain't
let's just
narcissistic.
Then just say to her in the beginning, so that she will know. Let's go Dutch. Now, are you saying that from the jump? We going Dutch on this when we go out to go to show
Nope. I ain't gonna preach
child.
Sean. I'm not gonna say it like before we go. No, because then you might not go.
See, that's the
But you
game.
gonna find out when we get there.
Those
Better
are
believe that.
those are
Better
games.
believe that.
So that was interesting. But I know, and I've heard women say before, I've heard them say, well, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go out with him or not, but he was paying, so I went anyway.
Mm-hmm. You did that.
And I've heard.
You said that.
No, I've never gone anywhere
You've gone
with
out with
anyone
niggas
that
just
I
to get
really
paid.
didn't
Yeah.
want to just to get food.
You done it.
Now some have, played games or, and all of that kind of stuff, younger years, younger times, and you learn from that and you just said, no, this is how this is gonna be.
Mm.
Now I have friends who, like how you say, if you spending over a certain amount of money, and that's a question for our listeners. Is there an expectation of a return? If you spend a certain amount of money, a friend of mine would always joke, girl, don't order steak and seafood, because there's going to be an expectation. Now, this is the man that's paying, period. This ain't the Dutch date. He's paying, and you order, and I order surf and turf.
Yeah, you gonna surf and turf. You gonna ride that
Surfboard. So that's surf. So that's
Yeah.
surf and turf.
Yeah.
That's your expectation. But you may not get what you expect. You may not get what you expect. So you gotta take
It's a
whatever you can
gamble.
get.
It's a gamble.
It is.
It's definitely a gamble.
It is.
It's a gamble. Dating is a gamble, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Dating is a gamble. I mean, because, like, listen, first, second, third, fourth date. And then once you do hit, it might be some trash. And then, like, once you get to know something, it's all types of variables with dating. A person could be crazy as all outdoors, two eye blinks away from Shepherd Plant, all of that. For real, like, it don't, like, dating is horrible.
It's hard.
It's the worst thing ever.
It's
like,
a challenge. It's tough because people got so many different expectations. They always have
and
in
then
the
they
back.
got rules.
Well, you should have
People
rules.
with these
You should have rules.
syllabus, like,
You have to have in your mind your own dating standards, and then you also have to have what your boundaries are. You want to play
so
with
what
your
are your
boundaries?
top three rules? I know you got
boundaries.
I know you got 30 or 40 rules.
Well, it depends
What's
what
your
you said.
top three? What's your top three? On top of your head, and go.
I don't have no top. He pays for the first date.
That's rule number one.
Yes.
What's rule number two?
He pays for the second date.
What's rule number three?
He we'll see how the first two
He
days
pays for
go.
oil change.
We'll see how the first
This
two
ain't
days
gonna be no
go.
third day because all this nigga do is pay. You ain't said nothing
That's not
about
even a lot of money.
packing the pickle or not.
No,
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 one or
what?
two dates.
No pickle like that.
No, not no one or two dates. Nasty.
What if he just fine as hell?
That don't
He's
mean
fine
nothing.
as hell. And he got good blood. And he got benefit.
Then he's definitely paying the third date now. That's rule number 3.
See, that's why you saying.
That's rule number 3.
That's exactly why you saying.
That's how it has to be.
Nobody wants to do all that.
If that's the type of setup
Nine times
that
having dates.
if that's the
Get
type
pickle
of
play.
setup that he has and what he has going on, just like in your example with the one with the busted up car, and you're only gonna take her to IHOP or Denny's, and not
Oh, I can quickly take him. Listen.
not that there's anything
Listen.
wrong with IHOP or
See.
Denny's. I prefer Denny's over IHOP.
See, sometimes you gotta be smart about your date. You just because it's a date don't mean you got to go at night.
True.
I'm quick to say let's meet for breakfast Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Ain't but so many breakfast spots you won't go to.
Oh yes, it is.
Listen,
We can go to plenty of brunch spots that are not.
breakfast, not brunch. I ain't talking about them spots that don't open till 11.
Even breakfast.
I'm talking about them sure enough breakfast spot. And eggs don't cost a lot.
If they at the Marriott Waterfront Hotel, they do.
Who said we going there? Is we getting a room? Is we going upstairs after breakfast?
Maybe.
I ain't betting on that over there.
Oh well. That's
And nigga ain't dang been a Negro in history that done got no coochie over an arm. No. I just don't even fall under the coochie category. I'm sorry. You were making shit like
You are
will
so
get
crazy.
no, because you will sit here lie like you might give a nigga some coochie after omelet.
you never know what's. I'm not talking
Right.
about me. I'm just saying in general. You just never know what may take place. You just don't know. I mean, that's what we're
You
talking
give a
about.
nigga some coochie after
it's
two
a-
danishes and a fruit bowl.
It's a gamble with dating. You don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen and how it's gonna be. All I know is that people should just be upfront and honest and clear. And if you're not, if you ask out, then just pay for it.
So the first date is the date where you say, "Listen, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I'm just dating right now." That's what you say on the first date.
No,
I do.
yeah, I'm saying
I do.
you lie.
No, because that's the truth. If I'm dating, I'm not gonna come on a date and say, "You know what? I'm looking to do this, settle down." No, I'm dating.
But
I'm
the guys
shopping
do
right
say
now. I'm
that.
walking around this grocery store. I'm testing the produce.
They do say
All
that.
of that.
They do say they get straight to the point. Well, this is my past relationship, and I wanna, and it's probably what they think that we wanna hear. Is that, I mean, that's probably where that comes from. They're probably saying it because we want to hear them say, "I want to be committed. I want to settle down. I want to find the right woman. I didn't have a lot of good relations in the past. You know, I learned from my mistakes. And, you know, things just didn't work out, and blah blah blah. But this is what I want. This is what I'm moving toward. This is what I'm looking forward to having." And they say that. And I think that that's good sometimes, but I mean, you can say anything. What does that mean on the first date? You say that. What does that mean? What does that bring? You can only watch their actions after that. They can say all sorts of things. I mean, unless it can be shown, then you don't know. And that's just all in the chance of, I don't do that, I don't do this, and you start seeing certain behaviors after a while, or you go to their home and you learn a lot by, seeing people's living space. You know, the girls you date, if they have a dirty bathroom, a dirty, filthy toilet, dishes in the sink,
I ain't never dated no chick like
in something, if it's in disarray, that may give you some indication, okay, it's something
How
ain't
many
right.
days do you go on before you actually get to see somebody's house, though?
That depends. That's a good question.
Do you take dates home?
That's a good
Do
question.
you take dates home?
Do I?
Yeah, at what point, at which date do they get to see where you live at?
I don't think it's a number date. You're trying to put like, is it date number 4?
Yeah, it's a time frame.
And I get to go to.
There is a time frame.
No, I think it's
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
It's more of where we
What up,
are
Reese?
in the dating process. Not so much as is this date number 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's where we are in the dating process.
So y'all have been on a few dates. You know everything about this person.
No, maybe no.
When
I
do
don't
they
know
get to pick
everything.
you up from the house?
Well, you can pick me up, but that doesn't mean you're coming in.
So do I beat the horn and wait for you to come out? Or do I get out and knock on the door?
Either. You can do either one.
So if I knock on the door, you're gonna be coming out the door. You're not gonna say, come in and see, let me grab my jacket.
Probably not.
See, that's what I'm saying. So why the hell am I getting out my car and knocking on your door?
Because you
So
don't.
what for?
Because you're
What's
a
up?
gentleman. So you go to
I
the
could
door.
generally beat my horn and wait for you to come out and get out and open the door for you and all that.
True. Yeah, you can. You can, and that's good that you open the door and that you can do that and go in. But it's not a this is by this date this should happen. By this date that should happen. If you order surf and turf, or we go to a fancy restaurant or an expensive restaurant, that this gets to happen. That's not necessarily the case, and I think people get it mixed up, and they end up
That's why
not
I feel
even
like
getting to know the person.
I feel like you
For real.
don't do expensive first, second, third dates.
Well, you don't have
Just
to
don't.
do expensive.
Just
Sometimes, and I think where y'all miss it is, you all won't even, be creative and really think.
Anybody
And
bring
do
up
something
the damn flowers?
Out of the ordinary. Who said bring flowers?
Weeds.
Yes, flowers.
How about this?
That's excellent.
This is my idea
Flowers.
of a good date, and you can tell me yours. My idea of a good date is to meet somewhere, not too far from where I stay, not too far from where you stay, in the middle. So neither one of us is driving more than the other person. It's a tone that's set by, where the first date is at. What's up, Tony? It's a tone that's set already. Like,
Who sets that tone?
both of us. Because, listen, I don't want to suggest, all right, let's go to Ruth Chris, and let's do this, because it might send the wrong signal. It might send a signal that, hey, he just trying to get some coochie. Or it might send a signal that, hey, I want to spend money like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. It sends, like, you send different messages with, I feel like if every time I talk to a woman, she talk about expensive shit, in the back of my mind now is this person that all they know is spend money. That's spend money, spend money, spend money. And I might not be on that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I might be saving for something. Or I might be, on a budget. So at the same time, I'm not going to suggest some things that would send a trigger in that woman's mind that, okay, we're gonna be going to these fancy places all the time.
It may be her budget though, so then maybe.
So I'm gonna set a tone that's not cheap, but it's not flashy. Fridays is a favorite. You understand what I'm saying?
Fridays.
Fridays, yes. Fridays. You can't go wrong with Fridays. Because you've eaten there so many times, you know what to get, you know what not to get. You know the drinks is going to be alright, but they're going to be watered down too. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go wrong with a Fridays or a Cheesecake Factory or something like that. You can't go wrong with those places.
This is the lights of them cheesecake.
You want to send $1 to me?
Yeah, it's nice.
On the
I
Thursday?
said dim. Yeah,
I want to see you.
I-
First about.
I
go
Cheesecake
out with
Factory on a first date.
If I go out with you in the evening and we go somewhere in the dark,
You already know what I
and
look
then I
like.
take you out during the day,
You already know what the person looks like. You already know what they look like.
ain't nothing wrong with Fridays. That's exactly what I said.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Fridays.
Fridays
Not
don't
at
break
all.
the bank. The food is decent. And
I'm not a Fridays fan, and maybe that's why I'm like Fridays.
Until you look like you play Fridays.
I'm not a Fridays fan. That
So-
would be my first. That would be my.
So if
first
somebody
choice.
offered to take you to Fridays, you wouldn't go.
I mean, I would.
All right,
they
then shut up,
offered to
then.
take me.
You always
You
trying
talking
to act like.
about somebody like Jackie? Yeah,
No,
let's go to
if a
Fridays.
dude asks you to go to Friday, hey, look, let's meet up Fridays, you know what I'm saying? Happy hour, they got a nice drink special, that. I know my man worked there, he the bartender. Let's go up Fridays and have a few drinks, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get something to eat. You wouldn't go.
That'd be a question mark.
Your ass.
No, I'm serious. That would be a question mark. If he's saying it all like that, I'm just like,
There ain't nothing wrong with TG out.
don't nobody want to know. Now this is a different side of
Endless
that.
advertising.
I'm not saying me, but to someone else, and I've heard women say this, they may say, I don't want no discount dick. So that to them,
Discount D.
dick.
What did you got? Please describe.
That
What is discount D?
So I hear women say, when guys present things like that, or they want to go Dutch, or say they ain't got it, or run game when the bill come, or set it up like that because they know somebody in the kitchen or a bartender, and they already know it's cheap already, but then they already trying to figure out how they can get the hookup. That's not discounted. So if you working with that and that's what you want,
all right,
just
so
know what you get.
it's okay. It's not okay that I know somebody that works at an establishment where we can eat and possibly get free drinks or something. But when you ask me, do I know anybody that sells tires? I need some tires on my car. Now I'm supposed to give you the hookup on a tire. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to give you a hookup on a tire. And that's cool that I know, or it's cool that I know a mechanic, somebody that can come look at your car, so you ain't got to take it to the dealer. But it's not cool. I'm throwing cheap dick if I know somewhere we can go eat and get a discount.
Right, that's two different things.
That's bullshit.
Because
I call bullshit on that.
with
Bullshit.
the mechanic
Bullshit.
with the mechanic
No.
part, let me
No.
explain. With the mechanic, that whole situation, you just network. So you're just trying to get a bargain on a big ticket item.
All right.
Versus how much are you really saving if you go to Fridays after happy hour?
So if I knew
You saving
somebody,
$3
let's say I knew,
versus a couple hundred.
if I knew the manager at Fogo de Chão, if I knew the manager at Ruth Chris, and that's my friend, and that's easily $150 meal. I could go there and we could eat for $20, $30. I'm throwing cheap dick, or I'm just being smart and knowing people and still networking. I know people in these positions where I could go to these nice places and eat cheaper than everybody else.
That's better.
All right. So what's the difference?
It's a big difference.
No, I'm not throwing cheap dick. I'm not a cheap dick or whatever you say. Just that you know, that's the problem. Y'all want to base, y'all want to put prices on the people.
No.
You can't put a price on the people. Now,
Yes,
you can't.
you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you
Because
can.
of all, if I'm dating, if I'm
Don't put price
if I'm a
tags on
single,
stuff.
if I'm a single
You-
man
you
and I'm
say.
dating,
Yeah.
you damn right. I'm trying to save as much because I'm dating. And like you said, y'all expect somebody to pay the first date. So yeah, I'm gonna go. What's up, Rhonda? I'm gonna go anywhere I can save a buck so I can spend on the next time.
Look, I ain't got nothing to do with. Are you talking about you're dating? You talking about just one person, or you dating?
I'm talking about I'm dating. I'm single.
Okay, me too. That's
So
what
when
I'm
I
talking about.
go out, it might not be with the same person every time.
True. Same here.
Right. See, and I think that there's like women, y'all can go, y'all can date. Realistically, y'all can date 4 or 5 niggas. It's realistic.
Sure.
Y'all can date 4 or 5 niggas
At
because
one time.
y'all ain't gotta pay for shit.
That's true.
But me, I gotta be balling to date 4 or 5 chicks.
No, you don't, because you're going to take one to Fridays.
No.
The other one, you're going to go Dutch. We already know that. One, you may
See,
take
this
two for
I'm
when they
and I'm
show.
gonna spill some
And the
beans.
other one, you probably try to cook some beans
No, let me spill some beans.
for her
First of all,
at the crib.
when I was pimping out here, since pimping was pimping and pimping, what you do is you get one that like to go out, one that like to stay in. Then you ain't got to worry about that. You get the one that's cool with a bottle of wine and some takeout at the crib. Then your money stretches a little bit. So when you do take the one that like to chill at the crib out, you ain't looking for nothing spectacular. That's you used to being in.
Not necessarily. She probably is looking for something
Yes.
even bigger because
When
you
the
don't
last
take
time
her
you
nowhere.
paid for a date? And now the camera is on you and go. Oh, damn, it's been that long. Search the mental Rolodex. When is the last time you paid for a date and where did you go?
Let me see. Oh, I can remember a time. It was.
Who was you in 7th grade?
I can remember a time. There was a time, and it did stick out. It was, I think, Macaroni Grill.
You paid for that?
About 2002 something.
2002. 2000. Hold on. She ain't paid for a date since 2002. And then it was Macaroni Grill.
Macaroni Grill is a moderate.
It's a Fridays.
Nice.
It's a Fridays.
Get the hell out of here. Ain't no Fridays.
Only difference between Macaroni Grill and Fridays is you get cloth napkins.
Fridays is a Denny's with drinks.
Listen.
That's what Fridays is a Denny's with drinks.
No.
So when you was talking about your little
Macaroni
budget
Grill
Yeah,
in 2002.
with your budget, that's the
I don't even remember the places I ate out in 2000.
But I thought hard.
But
I
you
thought
remember this
asked,
one date?
You asked me, and I really went back. I had to really go back
2002?
about, kinda, sorta, and I think it was his birthday. Was it a birthday?
And it was the nigga birthday.
Was it something?
It was, no, that don't even count. A special occasion does not even count. Hell no. You told her yourself.
What?
Because you took a friend out for their birthday. Okay. What was you going to make the nigga pay for the date on his birthday? What the hell? Seriously? Oh my God. No. When is the last time you paid for a date? Not taking somebody out for their birthday. You taking them out for their birthday. You ain't never paid for no goddamn thing. I can see it written on your face. As soon as you bless us and tell us the truth, shame the devil. Shame him.
I'm sure I just can't think of it. I'm sure.
You ain't never paid for no date.
I'm sure I have.
You ain't never paid for no date.
I'm sure I have.
You ain't never. I know you ain't never paid for no date. I know you ain't never taken no date. I know you the great part of my life, nigga. I know the type of nigga you is. You ain't never taken no, you ain't never went on a date unless a nigga told you first, my treat. You want him. You nigga got to say them 2 words before you even get in the car. My treat.
You being so unfair.
No. You go, first of all, you gonna go back 17 years and say you paid for a date. 17 years ago, come to find out it was the nigga birthday.
Well, it says, but I mean, like the article says, traditional roles.
You one of them.
You know, people would just believe in traditional roles. That's just the traditional side of me. I mean, that's just what it is. It ain't no big deal. It's not that I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't
It's
at all.
clear that you wouldn't.
I would.
Let me tell you why you wouldn't.
I'm gonna think about it and keep it in mind the next time.
Let me tell you why I know you wouldn't.
What?
How old are you? Exactly. If you ain't done it,
We're the same age.
if you ain't done it in this stage of life, you ain't gonna.
We're the same age.
You ain't gonna got that. You ain't gonna start no new shit. You ain't gonna start.
I'm sure there are times you put me on the spot, but I'm sure there are times where I said, "Oh, I got it. I can pay for it." I'm sure there are times where it just don't stick out in my mind. It just don't stick out in my mind.
You ain't never paid for a date.
Just don't stick out in my mind.
And that's the only time you go on a date, you gotta hear them 2 words. My treat. If you don't hear them 2 words, you ain't going. Chances is you ain't going.
Well, they don't have to say my treat. They don't have to. I mean, if you're
unless during the conversation he said, "I got you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take you
out.
I'm gonna take you here. I'm going to do this." That's the only time you go on a date. If a brother say, "Hey, let's do something. You want to get together? You want to meet here? You want to,
I would do that.
No, you would.
That's okay. I would do that.
2002.
I would do that, and I've done that. I'll meet up and we'll go on a date, but the check and all of that. But I'm sure that there are times when I did. I just can't remember those times.
Because they don't exist.
But in the dating process, you do have to look at, and it's different stages. It's different, like you're saying. Well, when do you invite them over? When do they come inside? When do you, when you see their home? Now, is a red flag if you never see her home? Do you think it's a red flag if she always comes to you and you don't ever go to her? How do you feel about that?
It would raise some questions.
Okay.
But if she got kids, that's understandable.
All right, so let's say.
I don't want to meet you badass kids for a while. For real.
They may be your size.
Right. Then you might got kids. You might got a son that want to fight you and shit. I ain't with all that. Nah, you got a 15-year-old son look like a Chicago Bear linebacker and shit. Oh man, that's my mother.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So.
I ain't got time.
So what if it's not kids? She don't have any kids. She told you, she said, no, I don't have any kids. Or kids are grown and out of the house. They're away at college or.
And I ain't never, how long we been dating?
Say y'all been dating, say 3 months.
Too long. I ain't never seen the crib. No. She always comes to my house.
Yeah.
You should spend the night in my house. Is the pickle play in place?
The pickle play is in place.
We got some pickle play.
The pickle play is in place.
So we've been pickle playing for a minute, so she liked the pickle, so she come back to get the pickle.
Right,
But I don't get no pickle play at her house.
No.
She got roaches. She got roaches or something. I don't know. I ain't never had. I can't say because I ain't never had that situation. Usually it's the other way around. I don't bring them out. I don't want no scratches in my car. I don't want no windows busted. None of that shit. So I'm more or less either the hotel or her crib. I don't do that. Because y'all play too much. Y'all play too many games. homeboy right now got a 2020. I ain't gonna say what his car is because he might be on his watch. Got a 2020 with a nice key racing stripe down the side of it right now. Fresh. I'll bring him to the house. About 6 months a year.
What?
I'm back in my house. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't say you seen my car parked somewhere. Oh, you seen my car? Oh, I was over my cousin's house. My mother lived right there. My mother lived. God play. Too many guys. With niggas' personal property.
Well, I don't really keep the kids.
Tires and shit is expensive.
And slashing tires.
Make you think a nigga want to buy 2 tires on a Tuesday.
Well, that just
Who the
means
fuck got tire money on a Tuesday?
that just means you was playing the dating game. Lying, deceiving, not being, upfront with what was going on.
I ain't never known a Negro that beat up a chick cop. I don't know no brothers like that.
No,
I don't associate with anybody like that.
usually guys won't do that. A lot of times women will do that because a lot of guys think that their vehicle is their pride and joy. You take a lot of time out with the upkeep. They put a lot into their vehicles. They cleaning it and keeping it shiny, and they brag about it. So they want to do something to hurt them. They want to get back at them. So they do that by, they still go old school with messing up your car. And then it only takes somebody to sing a song about it, busting your windows out your car.
Right.
And then that
y'all was singing the hell out of that song.
That pumps it all up.
Yeah, I'd have been in conversation.
I never wanted to really bust up anybody's windows.
Y'all come to, oh girl, yes, bitch, I will tear his car. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What? What? You know, goddamn well, after you bust his drop side window out, it's gonna rain the next day. You know damn well. No, I ain't with none of that.
Okay.
So 22% of women.
Yeah, they foodies. They just want to go out for a meal, and that's just what it is.
So all you foodies out there.
It's tough with the dating.
That's trying to just
good luck with dating, y'all.
get a meal in because you don't feel like cooking on Wednesday. You want to take it a happy hour.
So let me ask you this, Ted. Let me ask you this.
No.
What's your best and worst date?
All right, so let's do this. Let me hit this commercial. We're going to take a commercial, and I will. Let me think about that. My best and my worst date. State versus Us magazine, your official source, 2 streets from prison, highlighting high-profile cases, corruption in the police department, government, and the prison system, wrongfully convicted, and success stories of the formerly incarcerated. If you or someone you know have a story to tell, want to feature in an ad or ad space, email stateversususmag@gmail.com. Get your print or digital copy today at stateversususmag.com. Hold up. So you want to know my worst and my best? I ain't gonna give you both.
I can't even think of. I can't even think of one myself.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't been on a whole lot of dates that was fascinating. Like there's something strange or different. Most of the time, dates different movie, dance, but there is one that stands out in my mind. Let's go to break, and when we come back, I'll tell you my best date. It's not gonna blow your mind, but to me, it was decent because it don't happen a lot. All right, I'll be right back.
She must have offered and paid for it and got some tickle at the end of the day.
A good date normally doesn't.
Seniors want peace of mind and a free prescription medicine program. Keep us by you age 85 or younger. Here's an important message to you and all seniors from Final Expense Direct Insurance Services. The average funeral now costs over $7,000, and the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255. Our senior plans start as low as $1 per day, and will pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There's no medical exam, and you'll have lifetime coverage. Plus, your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone. Plus, call right now and you'll receive a free prescription discount card. Call 800-675-0194, 800-675-0194, 800-675-0194. That's 800-675-0194.
Looking for high-speed internet where you live, but are out of reach of cable and fiber options? Look no further. High-speed internet is now available in your area, as your local authorized HughesNet retailer, Whole Home Connect, makes it easy to get the high-speed internet you need with blazing fast speeds, unlimited data with no hard data limits, with built-in Wi-Fi for as little as $2 a day. Act now and for a limited time, get free standard installation and free equipment with HughesNet from Whole Home Connect. You'll enjoy internet service that lets you do more of everything you want to do online, like shopping, surfing, and staying in touch. Call Whole Home Connect and see for yourself why HughesNet is America's #1 choice for satellite internet.
800-832-1508, 800-832-1508, 800-832-1508. That's 800-832-1508. Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then all of a sudden you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-297-9142. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-297-9142. 800-297-9142. Get out of debt now. 800-297-9142.
Hey, it's September Heather, one of your co-hosts of Between Friends. Listen to us live on WMSK Online Radio, Mondays 9 p.m. to 11. Talking about your friends.
Talk about your friends. Oh, shit, it's twerk time.
Yeah. Oh, I got turkey today.
You go, bitch.
Hey.
You go.
Hello. Hey. Hey, I'm a little tired.
You twerk right as shit.
I know.
Nigga might go nickels at your ass.
Do better next time.
All right, welcome back to Between Friends on WMSK Online Radio. I'm the show Underwood Morning Show. We had a Voyage in Blue benefit cruise aboard the Spirit of Baltimore. Lunch buffet tickets are $65, all blue attire. Book before August 25th. www.paypal.me/50shadesofblue/65/ raffle, surprise, announcements, proceeds benefit 5th annual awareness domestic violence. Concert August 31st. Boarding begins at 11. Call 443-579-5401. www.wmskonlineradio.com. We're looking for jazz, gospel, entertainment, fashion, and Latin, Caribbean community, and other type shows. If you and someone you know are interested, please send us an email to wmskonlineradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. Leader in Talk Radio, WMSK Crime.
Well, that's a good date suggestion. What you just read about the cruise.
No,
And that'd be a beautiful date.
that's not. That's $130 out and date.
That's a beautiful day. That's a nice
That's pickle play.
treat.
That's pickle play.
So what if you, okay, so what if you had the expectation of having pickle play, you get these tickets to support a very good cause.
That's a cruise. If I take you on a cruise,
I
there's gonna be, I don't care if it's a day
It's
cruise
a
or a
local-
weekend cruise, it's a cruise. It's gonna be pickle play.
it's not a 7-day.
And it might be some pickle play on the cruise.
You nasty.
I'm
So-
dead ass serious. The
So,
motion of the
You
ocean.
go, you take her on this, and what if you don't get the pickle? Do you stop seeing her? Do you stop dating her? You stop talking to her? Is she just one in the group now? You may put on ice, come back later to her.
I tell you what, because there's laws, there's man laws against how much I can disclose, and I don't want.
Oh, here we go.
I don't want my
Steve
car.
Harvey told us all the rules.
Steve Harvey told you shit from the standpoint of a 70-year-old nigga who been married 5 times, and now he only staying married because he know his wife got the plug that can get him killed. His wife will get him smirked out. So, it's not always about pickle play, but pickle play is important to the motherfucker with the pickle. Let's say that. Let's say that.
Okay.
So just like y'all, like you just read, 22% of women want to go out just for the free meal. 22% of niggas will take you out for some pickle play.
That's true. That's probably, and the number's probably much
I
higher. I don't know why y'all sell yourselves out like that.
We sell ourselves out.
Yeah, I don't know why you would just offer. Why would you just offer your precious jewels like that?
The pickle.
Why would you offer that? Why would you give that away so easily?
Because it's protected. The power of the time.
Even still, you're giving something up. Don't give it up so easy. Don't give it up so easy.
That's something. Yeah, that's something you tell your daughter.
Don't give it up
Don't
so
give it up,
easy.
girl. Make sure
You think you know?
He respects you and he loves you.
That's right.
That's something you tell your daughter. You're not gonna sit here and tell a grown ass man don't give up the pickle.
You passing the pickle out, and you may end up in something you're not ready for.
Like what, baby?
You may. Oh well. I mean, yeah, it could be a baby. It could be something else.
Or that usher?
It could be the usher.
Yeah, usher.
It could be just,
Yeah, R. Kelly.
you know, where you get hooked. You get hooked. You ain't ready for that.
I'm gonna let you have that one because I ain't no sense enough arguing about that.
What?
I
I
ain't no
mean,
sense enough arguing.
look, that happens with y'all sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that happened with y'all.
I'm just being honest. Absolutely.
That happened with
Yeah,
y'all.
it
So what?
anybody.
You want to sit here and act like you know the pickle I'm gonna put it down. Like the pickle can't have you bringing the nigga fried wings and fries up to the jaw. You know what I'm saying? Right. Don't act like that, man. Don't act like that. You know what? It's hard for me to, take anything you say serious.
Me?
Yes.
Why?
Because.
I'm being serious.
No, because
I'm being real.
you got,
I'm being real.
you first of all, you ain't paid for a date since 2002. And that wasn't even a date.
I think it was.
That was you taking somebody out for their birthday. So that's not even a date. Yeah, hide your face. You should be ashamed of your damn self.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It's still a treat. It's still a treat. What's your best date that you've had? Not that you would imagine for yourself. what was your best day that you can look back and say, or it ain't gotta be your best. You gotta put, the best title on it. But you can say, you know what, that was a really nice date. I had a good time on that date. Or you can start with your words. Like, this date was the worst. It was horrible, terrible. Maybe you can laugh back on it now and
I don't know because see, I don't really have bad dates per se because I'm a fun guy, so I don't really have bad dates. Now I've had fun with people for the evening that I know I'm not gonna take out again.
Okay, so what are those? Tell me what that is. Tell me when you know
I know.
I'm not asking her out. We ain't meeting up. We ain't going Dutch. It's not gonna happen. And it don't have to be no big old red flag that's flying in your face.
It's not.
It just may be something that just.
See, just like women, y'all know who y'all gonna take serious and who y'all just might want to get some pickle from.
No, we don't always
Yeah.
know. We don't.
I mean,
No, that's not true. We
Like,
don't.
I'm not.
We don't always know.
You know that everybody ain't dating material.
What's
You know that.
material?
First of all, dating costs money.
Okay.
Dating, and to me, what precious in my bread is my time.
Yes, it does.
So,
yeah, you have to.
I know if I want to spend a lot of time with you, the money is not an issue. The time is the issue. Because if I'm dating you, I have to rearrange things and make time for you.
Yeah. That's true.
I have to burn extra energy because when I get home from work now, I can't be tired and want to just lay back and watch TV or fall asleep, whatever, because I want to get to know this person. So now I gotta plan shit for us to do, and that's time and energy.
Mm-hmm.
So even more important than the money is the time and the energy passes others. So that's why I say it's easy to have somebody that's just for the pickle play. That don't take a lot of time and energy to know that I just want to see this person. You know what I'm saying?
What's that expectation?
It is what it is.
Not a lot of energy.
Ain't nobody time for this.
If it don't take a lot of energy for her, I mean, that's.
I ain't talking about the act of the sex, not taking a lot of energy. I'm talking about knowing that that's all that I want. That don't take a lot of energy.
Okay.
That don't take, you know what I'm saying? That's not a lot of.
So what's going on the date or when the person, is there something, I mean, of course, obvious things that would just make you just say, I ain't going out there no more. Like, that's done.
All right, so I try to put my phone up on a date. Like I'll keep it on vibrate and in my pocket. Like I don't put it on the table. So if you the type of chick that your phone is on the table, that's a turn on for me right there. Like right off the break, like if you gotta have your phone on the table, like I don't like what I'm not here for. You got to entertain. You entertainment is your phone.
Yeah, I had a situation like that. Not that it was a worse date, but looking back, I kind of think that this. Maybe I was going to my phone. I had my phone in my pocket, so I'm going
You
to
keep constantly going in your pocket.
I was going on my phone, and I think maybe he had an issue with it. Well, he definitely required a lot of attention. I don't know what that was, but a lot of attention.
On a date.
Just, I think in general,
Did he pay for the date? Yeah. So yeah, I kind of want your attention too if I'm paying for this date.
So we talk probably for an hour on the phone, and I don't do a whole lot of talking on the phone.
Right.
I'm not. I may talk because I'm talking with my coworkers, I'm talking with my girlfriends. They just pouring and venting and be caca and all of that. But with no guy, no, I'm not laid up on the phone.
Yeah, like I can't sit on the phone.
I'm not sitting there. Yeah, what we talking about?
Yo, what are you talking about here? Like you lose my attention.
So that's out. But he the talker, so I'll go along with it. You know, you want to do different things, try different things, and just, you know, do things a little differently. This is outside of my rule book, like you always tease me about. This is outside of the rules, okay?
Alright.
So we talked for like an hour. We're meeting up. This is, okay, we're meeting up. This is like you like to do. The meetup.
Yeah, that's what
We
you.
meet up. This ain't the first date.
Oh shit.
It ain't the first one.
Alright.
Meet up and we, you know, at some game place and we're playing games and you know, we got food, there's TVs around and all that. And I'm checking my phone. It could be other guys, it could be, you know, family related, it could be a number of things. I'm checking my phone. So,
Let's be a little bit more specific.
you know,
How often do you think you were checking your phone?
I mean, looking back, I could, yeah. And looking back, it was too
It was
much.
excessive.
It was excessive, but something was going on with one of my goddaughters, and I already talked to him about that. I was like, oh, you know, I was helping her with something, and then I was checking. So,
Alright,
I
so-
get that.
So was it a life and death situation?
No, it wasn't like
Okay,
that.
then it could wait.
But I shared it with him, and I
Alright,
told
but
him
that's
what.
not mean that he was alright because you told him you had this situation going on before you left the house.
But he
Doesn't mean that. Alright, if you come and meet me and you say, alright, I got this situation going on, helping my God do it, but yeah, we will still meet up. Alright, so that situation should be taken care of before you come meet me. Cause now you're on my time.
okay.
Alright, so what did he slap you or
So
something?
no.
Oh,
So
shit.
we're you know, we playing, you know, we play whatever the activities were, and you know, we go through all of that, and date ends. And I don't even think he was really upset about that. So I go home alone. This was a daytime. It was still, the sun was still out.
Day
So
number what?
I think this was 2 or 3. So I go home.
Mm-hmm.
And I do what I gotta do at home. So now it's like bedtime, you know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10, 11 o'clock or something like that. And I said, hey, I had fun, good night. And he
Text.
sent me, I texted him, hey, I had fun, good night. And he sent me like a 3, you know how your text just go into 3. That went into like 3 hearts. I can't believe you. It started off just like crazy like that. OMG, or whatever he said. Like, I can't, oh, is that all I get? Is that all you say? And all this time, and I mean, just on and on and on, on and on and on. I thought this, I thought that. Well, you said that. And I'm sitting there, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was sitting here reading this, and I was like, what? I was like, what is this?
So
I don't
what
want
did
you to contact me anymore.
You thought he was supposed to get some paper play?
I don't know what he thought. I gave you attention and I talked to you, and that's what I text back to him. I said, I talked to you for like a whole hour before we met up, and we were together a couple hours, and then I went home, and you still had a problem with me saying, hey, I had to get, and I told you that to your face at the end of the day, and then I say, good night, and you go into this 3 paragraph. I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, you know. I mean, I don't think I can even remember his name. I think I remember what he looked like, but probably not even his.
No, we don't want to. We don't run his name at all.
But I'm thinking about it in my mind, and I'm like, I
No.
can't even
We don't run his
think.
name.
But I don't.
No, we don't run his name. No.
So I took it as he wanted like extra attention, and he wanted. I guess he wanted me to call him when I was on the way home, and then call. I don't know what I don't know what he wanted, but this is when it gets out of hand with the expectation level. and making assumptions of things. And sometimes we reading into things too much rather than being direct. I need somebody to be direct with me. I don't need for you to, oh, I figured. No, you don't need to figure. Just ask or just be direct. I don't need you to do that. Don't do that. Just be direct and say what it is. If you have a question about something, then ask a question. All of this, I thought I wasn't sure and I was trying to see, but I was waiting and that. No, come on.
You want to give the pepper.
Come on. I don't.
You want to give the pepper when you know how
I'm not
tight
saying
it
that
is.
that's the
We
worst.
should have just said,
thing.
hey, you know, we had a good time today. What you doing right now? You didn't put it out. You gonna come
Who's
over,
gonna say that?
Netflix, chill.
Who's gonna say that?
Yeah.
Um,
You don't know unless you ask.
well, we could have asked that.
You
Now
ask not, but you want not.
Yeah, I don't think that would be still considered my worst. My worst would be the meetup, and I think we both maybe had a soda at the time. And he said, when I know nothing went further with ordering, this is when he said, oh, I forgot my wallet.
Oh, he got you there.
No, I got him with this. Waitress, here's my money for my soda. He on his own. Bye.
That was your worst joint?
Out the door.
That was your worst joint.
That was the worst. Or getting stood up. You know, you stood up. You know it's a lie. And I'm like,
I've never been stood up.
ain't no big deal.
I was pulled off on blind date.
You messed it up.
I'm dead ass. Like I've never stood up, but I had definitely
And the stood up, they were meetups, and
on the blind date.
it wasn't even nothing. It was like no law. That could have been a foodie for me. That may have been a foodie for me. So it was really nothing lost. But what happened with the blind date? Why'd you speed
I'll
up
be
though?
honest with you. I've been, you know how you try. So I've tried, you know, that POF shit, DOJ, something like that. I've been on a date.
You
I've been on it. Yeah, just to see. You know what
did.
I'm saying? This is my thing. This is my thing right here. This is my thing. And I think posting your pictures, even on Facebook,
Oh, he was catfish.
like, no, it wasn't even it's not even the catfish thing. It's the thing of that now all these apps now have the filters.
Oh, you can add.
Whereas though you can add smoothness to your face, remove hair from your face. You can look 20 to 30 pounds smaller than you actually look, taller than you actually look. And then the angle, depending on how you hold the camera up, you know, yeah. So
So it was some deception going on.
no, what I was generally trying to do is like, I'm gonna have you meet me somewhere, and this I'm about to walk to the front. Come to the front. Whole time I'm there.
So you asked her like, what are you wearing?
Yeah,
So I
when
can
you had,
recognize you.
you know, she got on, I'm about to pull up to the front.
Okay.
Whole time I'm already parked across the street.
Looking.
Look! Looking like, no.
They know
No.
that.
I'm out of here.
And you never contact me.
No, I blocked your number.
Oh yeah, after that, that's just like a
And, you know, I don't owe you no damn explanation.
nation.
We
Right.
ain't never met. I gotta explain myself to you for like, oh no, you was ugly and you not my type. I ain't gotta explain that to you. Block. I just don't, you know, I'm a man of few words.
Your face look like that.
I'm a man of a few words. Like, and you know what? I think the only thing that bothers me more than that is like sometimes when you go out, you don't want to be bothered. Like if you in a, you might go to Sizzle. Like you might go to, I see you there all the time. You might go to Sizzle, and you don't want to be bothered. You just want to hang out, get your drink, do your two-step, whatever. Like you're not looking for nothing.
Right.
That bothers me more than me planning to be in the person ugly and the ugly. Like if I don't want to be bothered, don't flirt with me.
But they don't know you don't
But
want to
here's
be
my
bothered.
thing. I make it known. This is how I make it known. Let me explain. Because it don't happen. It's not like it happens every day and it don't happen all the time. But somebody like, all right. So recently there was a situation, and it's there was a situation where, all right, I can hear you asking who I am.
Okay.
Like you seen me talking to somebody that know me or I know them. So the situation became, I'm still standing there. I'm waiting for my drink. And I can hear you asking about me. Versus you speaking to me. I don't like that shit. I don't, why do you, listen, I'm standing 2 people away from you.
Well, that's kind
I'm
of
standing, I can't hear you. You yelling over the music. Like, I can hear you.
Well, you want to talk to her anyway. But
But
have
it's
problem with
because I was already agitated that you asking about me and I'm standing here.
Oh,
Like, first of all, don't ask that person about me because you don't, just because we spoke to each other,
don't mean that they know
you don't know our relationship.
Right.
That person might just be speaking because they just seen me.
Right.
They might not even really like me for real. And they might first say, girl, him, girl, he ain't shit. He ain't gonna make that.
He going Dutch on the first date, girl.
He want pickle play, girl. Yeah. Don't ask somebody else about me. And you need to know about SSP. Like if I was interested in that person, I wouldn't have spoke through the person that I know.
But you a guy.
Or ask, I'm something like, girl, what you doing over there on the other side?
Sometimes they do that too.
Nah, I don't ask people about people. Nah, because first of all, people is opinionated. I don't want your opinion on a person. Let me form my own opinion because what you might not like, I might love.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to ask you, like, yo, what you know about that?
He may be trying to say other things.
Right.
He wants you to
Right.
throw you off
trying
her.
to throw me a curve.
Right.
Because you trying to holler and she been, downplaying you.
Females do it too. Women do it too.
Yeah. I don't know.
Women, they do it too.
I get a little agitated when I don't know, I just get a little agitated. I don't like the people that ask about me.
Now,
Especially if I hear that you asked about me. And I don't really know you. I might have seen you a couple times, and somebody said, oh yeah, such was asking about you. Who? Who's that? Oh, why would they ask about me? No.
so the blind date, and me and my friends were talking about going on a blind date. So we all wanted to do it as like a fun thing. Meet up at a place that was having, where you can meet people. I don't know what they were. She laid it all out, but she was just like, well, basically, it's a blind date. So some of us were saying, well, we're not going to do that. That's too crazy. I'm like, no. Well, let's just see. It may be a good setup. It may be a situation where we're all, we're going to all be all together. Now, I wasn't opposed to it, but I totally get what you're saying with the whole, you roll up on them and it's totally, that wasn't you.
Yeah.
This isn't how you look. Like,
Yeah.
we're not doing this. Or a lot of places have the speed dating. So you do the speed dating where you go to a place, they have speed dating, and you go there and you get to meet a bunch of different people. Everybody know what the whole intent is behind it. You get to meet a whole bunch of different
Speed
people.
dating is the best date. It's the best date. I ain't never been, but it looked like some fun shit.
It look like it's fun.
Because I ain't gotta spend no money other than to get in the place.
Cheap.
You know what I'm saying? And then like that 90 seconds that you got talking to that person,
Right.
you ask the right questions, you will find out whether or not you want.
Yeah, I guess that's that elevator conversation that you gonna have with that person. And you go through all of the talking, and you have your speed date.
Yeah. Because you can meet somebody on the elevator or on the escalator at the mall, at the casino.
Right.
I've done it.
You gotta make
That
it.
conversation you had before you get to that next floor. Yeah. What's happening with you? Listen, I ain't gonna hold you up. I ain't gonna hold you up. Look like you got some weight. Is that number out there? You know, like that.
Now I did my own. You know me. I did my own speed date one day.
Wait.
I did my own.
How do you do your own speed date?
I did my own speed date. Well, you know, when you try to, you know,
I don't know. You gotta describe this shit to me.
when you try to, you know, juggle everybody and, you know, you gotta finesse the situation.
Oh!
Way.
You was busting it down, Tatiana.
No.
You said you was juggling.
So, you know, you gotta fit certain things in. So you gotta fit it in. You know how it is. You said it. You had your lady that you said bottle wine and take out, and then you had the one who wanted to go out, and then you know those
You was
types.
juggling. I get
So-
it. I'm not retarded.
So I started out and I said, okay, how can I set this up? We need to come up with a schedule. You know me, I gotta
Right. You gotta syllabalize everything.
had to map it out.
Yeah.
So the first date probably was about around 6-ish.
Oh, you did all this shit in one day.
Yeah,
Ooh.
around 6-ish.
Ooh.
So that was a couple hours. Then it was, you know, had to go.
Okay.
Then the next day,
Everybody that's on my live, I want you to take a look at this face. Keep your son, your uncle.
he paid.
Everybody away from this one.
He paid, of course. Shut the hell up. Then it was the next day. I mean, I'm not lying. The first date I was in Mount Washington. The next day I'm at Locust. So date number 2. That was a couple hours. So now I'm like, oh, damn. Okay, meet me at your spot. What you like? Fridays. Cause they
So
stay
you
open
on your
late.
third meal with your greedy ass self. So I just want, hold on, let me.
So I had Indian food, I had Locust, and I had
You
Fridays.
didn't I want to know which one of these days you took the bathroom break on. 'Cause nigga, you after that Indian food,
Woo. Woo.
and then you ate loafers.
I don't even know if I ate at Locust. I may just only drank at Locust and maybe had dessert at Fridays.
I can't see nobody
So
commenting on
maybe-
it. I don't know what's going on with Facebook.
It may have been, you know, that type of situation. But it was fun to me. It was fun. I had a very eventful evening, night.
I bet you
And it
did.
was like, you know, the little speed day thing, and I was just, oh, you know, I didn't think that was gonna work, but that really worked. It was
I bet you did.
nice.
You got 3 free meals at that,
It was.
and no pickle play.
Right, by my choice.
No pickle play.
No.
So you by yourself, in essence, all alone,
Yeah, I didn't
And
know.
in one day, you were, in fact, that 22% that we talked about. You were that 22%.
No, I like
Damn
them.
self.
I like them.
Because
Two,
you went
two
on
of the three.
dates.
Two of the three I like.
Niggas, we know you didn't pay for none of them.
No,
We know you did. And I really truly believe that you might have even got some gas money from the first one. You might have even, yeah. You might, yeah. Sound like, because you went to where? Mount Washington.
I was
So
there.
you might have got a couple hours for gas from him.
But it was
No, you know what?
it was fun. It was fun. Sometimes you gotta have fun. Sometimes you have to have fun with dating. People make it too
No. I'm done with you.
confined.
Make sure you visit www.wmskonlineradio.com. Join our mailing list for updates, events, shows, and more. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at WMSK Online Radio. Hashtag WMSK Grind. We're going to take a break because I'm done with September.
We didn't talk about our worst date. We talked about our best date. Our best date. We don't talk about our best date. We're gonna close the show with the best date. That was fun though. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't
That
it?
was
For a
fun.
vacation or a new
I
car.
wasn't
But
fine.
today,
Scandalous.
your own cash has become
It was
risky.
literally like
No, that is scandalous, y'all.
According to the Secret War, a New Swiss America white paper, I learned
This
that
can
all
really
banks are
happen
now
like this.
required to spy
Y'all
on
done it in
you
a week, maybe in a week's time.
and then report any
Over
financial
a
behavior
weekend.
deemed suspicious
Y'all done
or
that over a
unusual.
weekend.
You must read
What?
The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe
Now,
the
Gator-
government's new
Now, Gator
war
been
against
talking more than
cash
one in
is
a
really
weekend.
a
Yes,
war
you
All right,
against
did.
so this is what I
but the
genuinely
secret is now out. So please,
Like
get
I wrote
and
something
read
for
The
Friday and
Secret
Saturday,
War.
but Friday
Pick up your
was
phone
Saturday.
and call right now. 800-978-3901.
Get what I'm saying?
800-978-3901.
And we go out there every time.
800-978-3901.
That's the one that gets to
Once again, that's
Well, that's
978-3901.
Hey there, did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and take coursework from the park.
I was in line my ass off.
So he was down there to be
Independence
comfortable with
University.
Oh, yeah, no,
Free
no,
tablet and
no,
laptop for undergrad
and
students
you walk
to
in
use
there and
and
you
keep
really
when they
have to say
graduate.
with the
That's
government.
right.
You gotta
Get a
know,
laptop
well,
so
you
you
gotta
can
know
go to
what the
college
same
right away.
you at the
Take the
time.
first step to a new
You
career
know,
in
other
business,
side of
information
town.
technology, healthcare,
Ain't
or
nothing to
graphic
say.
arts. Call to find the online degree
Say
program
that,
that's
so-
right for you.
And you
And
gotta
you
know,
could be on
you
your way
gotta
to
know
increasing
what
your
to say.
earning
You gotta know
potential.
what to say.
888-904-1986.
So you gonna sit there and let you say you with your gun.
First of all, you're not walking up on me asking me nothing. We ain't got that kind of relationship. You ain't asking me anything.
State versus us magazine. Make sure you get your copy at a location near you. All these states in New York, New Jersey, Philly, Atlanta, and LA. Bookstores and
What if they jump into each other?
Get it to the mind.
That'd be messed up.
Poison, wrong,
That would be so messed up.
corruption information on what's happening in the G.
I don't know what I would do if I walked up to somebody
Also, success stories of former
and I saw
inmates
them.
such as myself. You don't want to miss it. Celebrities, sports, entertainment, real estate, and financial literacy. Make sure you visit us on our website at statebsUSMag.com. Our social media at statebsus and on Facebook at
I did.
We are the voice of the
See,
voice.
nigga, I included you. I would say, well, what about our listeners?
Ain't nobody listening to
And
you.
asking what I
Ain't
did.
nobody worried about your feelings, Weed. Ain't nobody worried about your feelings tonight. You can wait for Jackie to get back. Wait on it. Wait on it. Wait for Jackie to get back.
I did. I thought I was included.
Hey, it's September Heather, one of your co-hosts of Between
We
Friends.
including, listen,
What's
listen.
up on
Don't you hear yourself singing?
Radio. Mondays, 9 p.m. to 11.
Talking about your friends. She gave us the mean face. I don't know how to wave that.
I wave at everybody that come in the room. Everybody that. Welcome back to Twin Friends on WMSK Online Radio, home of the Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. I believe, you know what? We done covered all the commercials. Whoop, now that we gotta read. We covered all the commercials. Alright, so. You heard about September having a stop mission. She went on. Can't even really technically call her a stop. She ain't no pickle play was involved. It was just her using a bunch of niggas for food. How you go home with not one, not two, but 3 doggy bags? Because I know you took something with you home from the Indian spot. Yes. I know you did. Because you can't eat all that hot shit.
I know. They give you big.
Right. And they give you a lot of food. And you cannot eat all that spicy shit at one time. So then you go to the Loafers, and you probably get some wings or something light. You thought it was going to be light. Oh, I eat a couple wings. And it turns out that with their wings, they give you more than you expect. So now you got Indian food, wings in the car, stinking up the whole fucking car. And then you go to Fridays. Now you might not have left Fridays with nothing. Because I don't eat Fridays food the next day.
I think it was only dessert.
Like if I don't eat it all at Fridays, I don't eat it.
There's certain places I don't like that.
I don't take Fridays home and eat tomorrow or eat later because the shit ain't good. And they get cold. But
it was fun. I think you should have fun. I don't think it should be so rigid and
3 days.
Formal.
See, you calling it fun because you didn't get caught.
Caught doing what? I'm dating.
Yeah,
well, I ain't committed to you.
But who?
I ain't committed to you.
I'm talking about. That a nigga going on 2 dates in a day.
You can.
He's a man.
Because you giving your pickle up.
No.
Or you got expectations for
you can't go on 2 dates in a day and give up pickle. Now on the first date, you might get a second date to pickle play. You can get a second date. I ain't see no.
You just said that you could.
I ain't say I could get a first date. Like if I got 2 dates scheduled for the same day, the first date is just a date to get to know. The second date, I'm schedule it because I know I'm probably going to smash.
This 2 different people though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't schedule the first date with somebody you trying to smash because if you do get to smash, the second date ain't going to happen. Yeah, no. That was good. Good play.
Well, one of the best dates I'll share with y'all. One of the best I can say it was a lot of fun. Now we did meet up, and he drove, and we went to a restaurant. Restaurant, music, all of that, the whole entertainment thing. Then we went to a club afterwards.
Did you drive home?
No, I didn't drive.
Because we know you ain't getting no pickle play.
And we went there. I mean, it was because both these places I've never been. They were nice places, good time. And then I went back to my vehicle.
You should try it. Nigga ain't even get a dance at the club.
No,
he done picked you up, paid for your drinks, probably, got your little appetizer without.
Oh yeah, we had a good time. It was
you ain't even rub the cheeks on it.
It was probably day. I think we danced, and then when we I think it was a hug, maybe a kiss. I think it was. It definitely wasn't no pickle. It wasn't no pickle. No, at all.
I know You ain't getting no present.
It was a great date.
You
That was a great date.
gotta buy you a Ferrari.
No, it ain't no damn Ferrari. You crazy. And I don't know what.
This nigga guy, he got past the entry exam, midterms, a final,
No,
all that.
it's a challenge, and I think people just gotta.
Man,
Take
nah,
it
nothing
slow.
to do with being a challenge.
I don't ask a lot. I don't always ask a lot of questions. Like if I'll share something with a friend, and they'll be like, "Well, did you ask him why this, or did you ask him why?" No, I'm gonna watch his actions, and that's gonna dictate my next move. That's it.
Like you just want to mean
No,
it.
I'm gonna watch his
You
actions.
mean?
And when I watch his actions, I ain't gonna ask a whole bunch of questions. Why ain't we this yet? How come you ain't this yet? I ain't doing all that, and all we doing is dating. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna watch your actions, and then I'm gonna move off of that, and that's just what's gonna be.
So if he don't pick you up, ain't gonna be shit.
No,
I'm watching your actions, and you gonna contradict me.
no. Just things that progress throughout the dating stages, and all of that getting to know. Just seeing how it goes. So I don't put a lot of stake into it. Some people got a 60-day rule, a 90-day rule, and they just want to see how it goes, what it is. Some people they do, and you good. Tanika says right. You shouldn't have to. It's called getting to know someone. Yes, you get to know them. So that's
I put a 60-day, 90-day.
That's it. You're not, because you gotta work for it sometimes. You're not just jumping out
I got
there.
a full-time job.
Getting it. You just not
I
jumping
got
out there
one
getting it.
already.
Sometimes you have to work for it. That's it.
I got a full-time job.
Now, if there's something that I don't know about that, or I got some suspicions about some things, then that switches up what you're planning to do, what you're trying to do to possibly move forward. You may just want to back off and take it slower. But you cannot get caught up
You see,
over no pickle.
I want you to be careful.
That is the lesson of today's
I
show.
want you to be careful.
Don't get
Cause
caught
see now, everybody
up
knows
over
what you, the type of shit you want.
your pickle. Thanks, September, for saying
Somebody
it out
knows.
loud and included us, namely me, LOL. Yes. Can't get caught up over that pickle. I'm telling y'all. I know
want you
the
to
emoji
be
of
careful.
eggplant or the eggplant.
I want you to be careful. Because now everybody knows the type of shit you want. You go on 3-4 days. Different niggas in the
That was
same
fun. I
day.
need to do that again.
Somebody gonna fuck around roofie your ass. You keep moving. You gonna catch a roofie.
Well, I will say, what I really, really want to do, did you ever, I mentioned catfish earlier, but did you ever want to catfish somebody?
I can't catfish somebody. I'm actually handsome in real life. I'm sorry.
I wanted to
I can't catfish.
I wanted to catfish somebody. I just thought it would be fun because I watched the show and I think it's funny. I think a lot of it's phony, but I think that would be fun.
I don't know, because it takes too much time.
Catfish. Use Jackie's picture to catfish somebody.
Right. Let's set that up. Let's set up Jackie's picture on POF.
I'm gonna set up yours.
And let's catfish some dudes with Jackie Blue's picture.
That would be fun.
I think so.
That would be fun.
Well, gang,
Yeah.
it's been a real one. Me and September Heather, the date snatcher,
Thanks for joining.
the date whisperer over there. It's the only woman I know that admittedly
What?
went on 3 dates in a day.
It was
But
fun.
she lied saying there was no pickle play. Somebody got them.
No.
Somebody got them dropped.
No.
Somebody got them. Somebody got them and they still got them. They under the nigga bed right now.
Nope. No.
But
don't talk to none of them. I don't know.
If y'all watching
Oh,
on
Jackie
Facebook,
said she would get a lot of dates if I use her picture on the dating site
burn,
with a catfish. So.
burn, burn. If y'all watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, please like and share. Hopefully next week Jackie will be back and she brings the food when she comes.
Her own.
Alright. And she don't even share. Yeah, you don't even share. Come here every time with big box chicken or some snowballs or something. It's nothing. But we out at y'all. We thank y'all for joining in. Please like and share. See y'all next time.
We're talk radio, just have that.
About that on